So hi guys, so what are the benefits have I noticed after changing towards a high carb vegan diet? Well, it took about 4 or 5 days to notice any difference. I've basically been eating about 50% calories by fruit and just basically cutting out the meat and dairy to almost zero. And yeah, like I say, it took about 4 or 5 days to notice any change. And what I first kind of noticed was that I came home from work one day after a long day at work, and I was absolutely buzzing with energy. I was wide awake, buzzing with energy after I come home, whereas normally I'd be a little bit tired. And yeah, I just felt absolutely wide awake, like I'd just drunk 3 coffees in a row. And yeah, I think there's kind of two things there really, I guess. One is just the physical energy I kind of feel, and secondly is the kind of, people refer to it as the mental clarity, where you just feel really clear, like I say, like you've drunk a load of coffee, and that's all through the day now. I'm getting that from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, and it's fantastic. I can go 100%, feeling clear, awake, alert, and my energy is there as well, my physical energy, just to kind of move around, do things, and because of that, I stopped exercising about 3 years ago when my son was born. I used to be into running and weights and five-a-side football, and I stopped all that after he was born, and so I never kind of started it up again until recently, until I changed my diet. And now, yeah, after I changed my diet, just the amount of energy I've got, I'm buzzing all the time, that I just want to, just really enthusiastic about getting back into that, and I've started doing that again. And yeah, it's just brilliant. You just want to exercise because you've got the energy, and the whole thing about motivating yourself to go and do it is not required, because I just feel like I want to do it anyway. So it's brilliant. So those are the two main things, I guess: energy and your kind of state of mind. And what goes along with that is your mood. You just feel good all the time. Just really feel good all the time. It's almost impossible to feel sad about things, and you don't react negatively to things. You just kind of, your mood stays up, and it's brilliant. Yeah, really good state of mind all the time. The other things I've noticed is I've had a couple of colds since I started this diet, and the symptoms have been really mild, just much milder than normally they would be. And I don't know whether that's got anything to do with it. It might just be a coincidence, but I would like to believe that it's due to the diet anyway. Yeah, I guess the other thing is, about 7 years ago, I started to get some verrucas on my right foot, and 1 turned into 2, turned into 10, and I ended up with about 25-30 of the things on my foot. And I tried the freezing treatment, I tried other treatments, they didn't work, and I went to a doctor a couple of times, and he basically said, you've just got to wait for your immune system to kick in, and that's it, that's all you can do, just wait for them to go on their own. But yeah, 7 years later they still hadn't gone, until I changed my diet, and I noticed that about a month afterwards they basically started clearing up, and I still have a few just kind of slight marks there, where they've been, but they're almost all gone. And I don't think it's a coincidence that they started to go about a month after I changed my diet. So yeah, that's fantastic as well. The other thing I noticed actually is my teeth. My teeth were a little bit sensitive when I was eating chocolate and kind of things before I started this diet, and I was having Sensodyne toothpaste, to try and stop that sensitivity, but it didn't really work. After changing diet, I've noticed that I don't have any sensitivity anymore. And the other thing I've noticed, which I believe is my teeth health getting better, is I used to have a little bit of translucency at the end of my teeth. They're kind of yellowish white at the base, and then they become translucent at the ends. And that translucency at the end has just kind of disappeared now. They're a much fuller colour, and I believe that's the dentin kind of regrowing, or whatever happens. You find out more about this kind of stuff, but I believe that's the kind of dentin inside kind of regrowing, and that's what kind of gets rid of the translucency in your teeth. And yeah, I actually had a root canal surgery on my front tooth here about 3 years ago. I didn't know anything about it, and the doctor just said, I had some pain one day, and the doctor said, yeah, you need the root canal, so I had it. And I never really noticed anything, noticed any change in colour of that particular tooth, and I've never noticed any difference up until recently, where I believe basically my other teeth have kind of brightened up quite a lot, and by contrast now that dead tooth is basically kind of looks a lot duller than it did before. So I think that I can, I'm noticing that now, basically because my other teeth are getting kind of healthier, and they're kind of, they're brighter than they used to be. So that's the benefits that I've noticed. yeah, absolutely brilliant. Just the energy and the mental state alone are just well worth the change, in my opinion. You know, it's just feel great all the time. You know, it's just fantastic, really. I guess the only downside, I've got to talk about downsides as well. Yeah, I didn't really experience any detox symptoms as such. I had a stuffy nose a little bit for a couple of weeks initially, but you know, I don't know if that's the detox or whether, I don't know, but not really, not really experienced any detox like that. That's possibly something, but... And the only thing I can think of is initially, it's gone away now, but initially I had a bit of insomnia to start with, and I think it's just I had so much energy all the time that my mind was just racing at night, and I couldn't sleep, I just couldn't sleep, and yeah, I had that for 2 or 3 weeks initially, but it's gone now, it's gone, I don't have that anymore. Yeah, that's the only kind of downsides I can think of it, but like I say, just the energy and the state of mind is just, those two things alone are well worth the change. So yeah, I'm going to be continuing this on. I've been doing it for 5 months, and I'm just going to keep continuing if things carry on the way they are, which hopefully they will. Cheers.